What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my 31 and 31 film reviews for the month of October. Today, we are doing day 7, and today we are reviewing Night of the Creeps. I absolutely love this film before I even get into it. I have to give a shout out. Shout out to my boy, Dizzo, Chris Eggert, for suggesting this. I think he suggested this just so he can hear me gush about this movie because he knows I love this movie. So let's get into this review of Night of the Creeps. All right. So Night of the Creeps is a 1986 film directed by Fred Dekker, who directed one of my favorite other films, Monster Squad, which, in my opinion, is the Goonies for the horror kids. I was never a Goonies fan, as much as people were like, "Oh, the Goonies are great," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's not my type." You know what I mean? But the Monster Squad was right up my alley because I was a big Universal Monsters fan, and I was like, "This movie's great. It's awesome." I think I have this on my list as well down the list. I might not. I forgot everything I have on my list for this month, so we'll see what happens. So, Fred Dekker, also known for RoboCop 3. We don't talk about RoboCop 3 because RoboCop 3 is terrible. Beyond Fire, terrible. And Fred Dekker never really did another movie after RoboCop 3, I don't think. I might be wrong on that, but I don't know. If anybody wants to watch this movie, it's streaming free right now on Tubi. And you can rent it from all your major places like Vudu and Amazon Prime and all this other stuff as well. Sometimes it's on TV as too, but I don't have cable, so I can't really give you when it's on TV. The first star of the movie that I remember is Jason Lively. Anybody that knows who he is knows one of his biggest roles, which was European Vacation. I thought that was great. It was a great comedy. Chevy Chase sells that shit all the time. That's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother day, how much I love that movie as well. And then the only other star that I really know that is huge in this movie is the man himself, Tom Atkins. All right, now if you're a horror fan, he's been in so many different films. And here's a couple. He's been in The Fog. He's been in Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. He's been in Drive Angry. He's been in My Bloody Valentine 3D. He's been in Creepshow. He's been in Maniac Cop. He's been like Escape from New York. Like, he is the man, and he literally steals that movie. Tom Atkins is the star of this movie. I mean, he is awesome. It's going to suck because he is older, and of course, as we get older, all our stars end up passing away. He's going to be a tough one for me when he passes away because he's been in a lot of my favorite films, especially Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, which I am obsessed with. And anybody that knows me knows I'm obsessed with it. So, let's just get right into this review. So, first off, the intro is really cool. And it's very bizarre. You start off with aliens just running on a ship. Like, what the fuck am I watching? This is weird. Like, this movie has so much crazy things in it, and it just works. You see an alien running from two other aliens on a ship, and he's carrying something. And the aliens are speaking their language. Don't let the science project get off. Don't let the project get off, or the experiment. And of course, the one alien sends it off to Earth. Doom boom. Then it switches over to a old school urban legend of the Hook Man. If you remember the whole legend, a couple goes to make out point. A crazy person leaves a mental institution and goes on a killing spree. That's what Tom Atkins has PTSD in the movie because he feels like he's still alive. Da 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 da. Great things. This movie has it all for me. Creepy slugs, which I do not care. And it's gotta be. If anybody's seen James Gunn's Slither, you can tell he was inspired by this movie. Hands down. Yeah, it was his own. He changed it a little bit, made it a little more original. The monsters are different, but the slugs are the same. The zombies are the same. Like, this movie, they both come from space. This movie right here is the inspiration of Slither. I guarantee it. Even if James Gunn doesn't say it, it's too close to be, coincidental. And then we got zombies, which is freaking badass. These zombies are cool. And then we have gore. Like, what more you want? And the gore is so well done. Like, really, really cool. There's a scene with a cat. Like, cats aren't safe in here. There's a scene with a cat when the girl picks up the cat and the cat's like skull is like almost showing and it's dead and it's goopy and it's got worms on it. It's sick. It's a sick practical effect. I thought it was well done for the time in the 80s when it came out. Of course, we have a girl shower scene montage as we did in the 80s. Like we had a bunch of them. We had them in Caddyshack. We had them in here. We had them in Porky's. We have that woman's shower scene of the 80s. So that's in there too. One thing I really did like is that this movie and the movie The Blob, the remake The Blob, done by Chuck Russell, they both feel like they're in the same universe. Same tone, same style, same look. They could easily be a double feature at like a drive-in. Like an old school drive-in of 80s creature flick. Really well done. Let's go with the performances. Performance by Tom Atkins is amazing. Always has been. He has that famous line of dialogue that I love to this day, which is, "Hey girls, I got good news and bad news. Good news, your dates are here. Bad news, they're all dead." Love that line. Love his line every time he picks it up. Thrill me. Amazing. Dude's so good. Like I said, when Tom Atkins goes, it's gonna be rough for me because he's in a lot of my favorite like horror action movies. So good. Let's talk score. Score's fantastic. So well done. Really, really, really cool. Direction is really good. It's shot beautifully. The practical effects in here is great. The slugs are creepy, legit creepy. The zombies are creepy, and the fact that the zombies have the slugs in them when you kill them, the slugs, ugh, it's creepy as hell. I love how they leave it open at the end that there could still be more, because they pretty much end the movie with the aliens looking for that specimen, and it's too late. It's been taken over the town. Again, I really love this film. My buddy Chris knew when he suggested this that I was going to gush about this film because I love this film. Like, who doesn't love this film? This is what the 80s were known for. Like, weird, bizarre, gory, original movies. They don't do those anymore today because now it's more about money and making your money back. Back in the 80s, it was just, let's just have fun and put some horror movies out. And I love that idea. I wish we would go back to the idea because a lot of these things that were made in the 80s would never be made today, ever. They would never get a chance to be made today, which is a really big disappointment because we had a lot of great, and I mean great, horror films of the 80s. So, all in all, I give this movie a 5 out of 5. This is a perfect movie to me. There's not any flaws, and if there is, they never were glaring to me. They didn't take me out of the movie at all. Legit love this film. This film is fantastic. Anybody that has seen this film knows how awesome this is. And I've seen this movie loads of times. Loads of times. And I love it every time I get a chance. So again, I find this to be a very perfect movie. Again, if you want to watch this, it is streaming now live on Tubi. And a lot of good horror movies are streaming on Tubi and Peacock this month. So that's gonna take care of my day 6. No, 7. Is this day 7? Day 7? I think this is day 7. Yeah, day 7. Of my 31 and 31. Tomorrow is going to be day 8, and it is going to be Night of the Demons, the original, not the Shannon Elizabeth remake that has very, very, very unhealthy looking Edward Furlong in it. That movie is trash. Does not, in my opinion, again, all subjective, in my opinion, does not hold up to the original Night of the Demons. But I will be reviewing the original Night of the Demons. I will have that out tomorrow as well. I will say I want to thank everybody that has been cool. I was at Erie Horror Fest this weekend, so I didn't have time to put these reviews out. So I am putting them out late, but I am putting them out at two at a time. I did go ahead yesterday and put out both my Salem's Lot review and my Lisa Frankenstein review. Both are up on the channel. Go check them out. Go give them a like. This one will be put out today, as well as Night of the Demons will be put out later. I will be getting that review done as well, and then I am back on schedule for tomorrow. So stay tuned. I will definitely be putting more reviews out, and as always, stay creepy, my friends.